when your girlfriend comes over, shit becomes Swallow Night, you feel me? I love this game, man. It's such a somber, desolate experience. Whether it's watching your friend's conscience slowly fade away, euthanizing the failed experiments of a crazed scientist, or talking your blacksmith out of suicide. Probably because the first thing you do is jump in a well. Y'all remember what happened the last time we did that? You spend most of your time wandering abandoned caverns that reek of turmoil and pain. And stinky poo-poo. It's like Journey to the Center of the Earth if it was directed by Mike Flanagan or Ryan Murphy.
Without all the sex scenes between Lady Gaga and a bunch of gay guys, of course.
And that's a real television show. So without further ado, let's dive into the big titty goth girlfriend of Metroidvanias. In it, you play as a little boy with no soul on a quest to kill his suicidal older brother who happens to be the son of a giant worm. A worm that is transformed into a skinny legend just to go rabbit mode with a major thickie and throw all his children into a pit of black tar heroin. But it's not until Hollow Boy's final breath that your sister shows up, pins the fucker down, and you jump into his dreams to fight the real villain. An evil Mothman fucker who's been trying to assimilate everyone into her troglodyte hive mind because she's a sorry, jealous hoe. The battle itself is this insane fuckfest, but the lore of this universe is so vast and complex that you have to read a 20-page summary to even understand what the fuck is happening. Shit takes me right back to Bible study. An exuberant emerald cavern of moss and acid, a mine illuminated by grape-flavored crystal meth, a bubbling dreamland with explosive Metroid fuckers, and a shroomy paradise of drifloons who blow Cheeto dust at you. Despite being a post-apocalyptic wasteland, Hollow Nest is such a lively, breathtaking world. Each nation is inhabited by a tribe or civilization with its own history, democracy, and religion. Look at the City of Tears, a lavish high society to the right, lower-class townsfolk to the left, the trickling piano synchronized to the raindrops leaking in from the blue lake above, the angelic harmonies of melancholic whimsy. I'm pretty sure this is what they play when your soul leaves your body. But then you go underground, and shit gets... There's a sewer polluted by homing missile maggots, a silent monochrome kingdom frozen by time itself, and a gloomy, decrepit labyrinth of zombie arachnids and giant centipedes. What is this, Australia? Much like a college campus and a same-sex roommate, this game really encourages you to explore. It's so easy to just stumble randomly into a whole new area that isn't even mandatory to the game's completion. Like this Hitler hive of giant bees that want to impale you on their blander buttholes.
No, not the bees! Not the bees!
Filthy maggot got that squirt puffin' on God? There are nearly 50 monstrosities in this game, and each of them is a goddamn joy. Ranging from a monkey poo flaying beetle, to a large pile of grass, to a fucking spider demon who wears your dead sibling's husk as a face. There's a freaky crab abomination who pukes lava on you, a giant mantis who gets his ass whooped by a buff cicada woman, and this pedophile looking bug ductor with a bad case of the giggles. Some can be more of a pain in the ass than others, but it's not until you face their dream variants or the Pantheon bosses that the hemorrhoid cream comes into play. Team Cherry? More like Team Poppin' My Cherry. Especially because my controller kept disconnecting at the most inconvenient times due to this game's lactose intolerance to wireless input. Oh, you use a mouse and keyboard? Do you also play Link's crossbow training for a living, you piece of shit? But for such a dreary world of sorrow and suffering, there are still a ton of silly little chicken tandies to meet. Like a forlorn pick-me girl with a short white guy obsession, a banker bitch who embezzles your deposits, a Lovecraftian lanky Kong abomination, a malnourished yet greedy blind man, and a painter guy who's gay for the blacksmith. At one point, you walk into a mysterious witch hut and a horny slug gives you a big sloppy kiss. And though Spider Batty ain't even tweaking for real, this man is the real hero of this game. Picture it, you've wandered into a new area, lost, confused, low on health, but you hear a faint melody. Not only does he map out every inch of the world without a scratch, but he also gets to go back to this fucking 3-course meal. And that's ignoring the fact that your fast travel vehicle is a goddamn stag beetle with early onset dementia. Blood-curdling ambience, somber ballads, wistful chirps of wildlife. I wouldn't be surprised if Dashboard Confessional wrote these tracks because... the most emotionally unstable album I've ever heard. Some songs motivate you to brave the struggle that lies ahead through a subtle viola crescendo. Others intensify the thrill of battle with a looping harpsichord. But all of them will have you counting and barding to these gut-wrenching reminders of the tragedies that occurred in this world long ago. Lest we get Chris Carrabba, but instead Australian composer Christopher Larkin, who, like the bird of his namesake, has charmed his way into the hearts of the people with his dark, soaring, beautiful melodies. aspids? Nah, that can't be right. These guys really dangle their dingleberries over your face, don't they? But between the headbanging mushrooms and sword-faced slug spiders, this bestiary really takes me back to the days of finding giant water bugs and storing them in those dollar store critter boxes. The most intimidating enemy would be the big Boris Husk Sentry with his baritone range. But the freaks that fill my diaper with the most mucky-cucky are the furious Vengefly and Kamikaze Bat with their ear rape Hitler screeching. But also, there's these weird isopod pussy projectiles that the developers can't even understand. You can't deny that the White Palace was specifically designed to increase the teen suicide rate.
Dang it! God! Shit! No! Bitch! Shit! No! Damn it! Fucking God! Stupid!
It's not impossible by any means, but it's still a frustrating roadblock that kills the pace of the endgame.
Actually, you don't need the void heart to get an ending.
Bro, what kind of weasel do you think I am to just settle on a cheap-ass bondage cutscene?
I beat it in 6 minutes.
My kids beat it. My pet lizard beat it with one hand. Bitch, I'm about to beat your kids with 6 lizards in 1 minute with both hands. I also find it kinda lame that you lose your soul after each death. It's a pointless time waster that forces you to grind some easy kills on these weak-ass armored ticks, only to die to the boss in 3 seconds and repeat the cycle. Just a testament to how successful one can be in spite of their complete incompetence.
NANI?
Someone hold me back, I'ma fuck up their entire stock! These green goobers are so cute, aren't they? Especially when you're exploring a long cavern and there's one out in the open.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening!
But at least you get to rescue all the real ones and reunite them with their papa?
What have I done?
You fat fuck! You're obese! I hate you! And that's when I knew I was playing a good video game. Then you got the charms, which are the most interesting mechanic in the game. Some increase your defense, spell power, or range. Others grant companions for your adventure. One even turns you into a little slug. But you only have a maximum of 11 notches, so you really have to customize your loadout to suit your playstyle and each specific challenge you're facing. The only problem is that they're not marked on the map after collecting them, which can be especially pussy shriveling in this massive-ass overworld. Many parallels can be drawn between Hollow Knight and the great side-scrolling adventures of the late 80s and early 90s. Veteran adventurer Queer L reflects the knight's journey back to the player the same way Ultimate Boy Wife Zero does for Mega Man. Every 4th mask shard grants an extra hit point, just like the heart pieces in The Legend of Zorgi. And of course, the battle with Mother Brain in the teacher's archives is a throwback to the obscure Famicom classic Faxinadu. But unlike those big budget releases, this game only took 3 people to make. And it looks goddamn gorgeous in spite of it. I mean, I can draw a premium SpongeBob myself, but anything else ends up looking like that guy from Stranger Things. Before I played this game, I was hesitant to spend $15 on it. But now, I would sacrifice my firstborn under the blood moon for this shit. Which is why Tim Burton's Ori and the Blind Shovel Man gets a out of 10.